Is the video is visible to all of you? Hi, my dear friends. Is it video is audible and visible to? Is it audible to all of you? Just you try to respond for my question. Good. Good morning, Surya, Joseph. Hi to all. Now, in today's lecture, I am going to give the brief information regarding what are the various terminologies we will come across in projections and what are the different types of projections and what is its importance also. We will discuss this. And before that, all of you join as early as possible, my dear friends. Try to share this particular video, like it, and subscribe the Grade Up YouTube channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. Vamsi, good morning. Ankit, Vanilla, good morning to all. Akash also joined. Good morning. Now, this is Balaji Gupta having 17 plus years experience in GATE and teaching experience and 8 plus years experience in GATE and engineering services point of view. And my expected subjects are industrial engineering, engineering mechanics, fluid mechanics, and drawing. Drawing was introduced in 2017 for all the people, all the branches who all are appearing for the ESE examination. It is there in the prelims examination. Shashi, good morning, and Ketan, good morning. Now, all of you try to subscribe Gate channel and press the bell icon and like this particular video and share it to your friends. Dave, good morning. Now, and subscribe the JEE channel, which can able to useful to you to crack the SSC JEE examination and other examinations also, my dear friends. Now, what is the importance of projection? Anyone can able to give? What is the importance of projection? Anybody have the idea? Anybody have the idea regarding the projection, my dear friends? Anyone you try to give the answer, I will convey your answer. Dev, that is the problem. Actually, the class was not there in app. It was shifted to YouTube. There is due to some issue. Okay, I'm going to deliver only in YouTube this one. But next class onwards, you can able to get it in multi-stream. Even in app also you can able to get it. But in app, I'm having the class at 11:30. That is related to how to solve the problems, numerical problems in a competitive manner. I will explain to you. Yeah, good. Simplicity. What is the projection mean? Yeah, I will give the practice questions also. Even in today's lecture also, at the end, I am going to give the some practice questions to you. You may once remember, my dear friends, in drawing, once if you have a conceptual knowledge fully, then in order to answer the questions, it is a fingertip. Within a fraction of second, you can able to give the answer. But once if you don't have the basic knowledge on it, then it will take a huge amount of time to solve this. Okay, image of an object. Good. So whatever the ideas we have, what is the purpose of the drawing? To convey the ideas of one person to another person, we are going to use the projections. We are going to use the projections. Now, that is the purpose of a drawing, to convey our ideas from one person to another person. We are going to use the drawing. So let us consider how many ways we can able to convey it, sir. What are the different ways to convey your ideas? What are the different types of projections you have to know? Let us consider there is an object. There is an object like cuboid. There is a cuboid, sir. So how we can able to represent this particular cuboid to different people, sir? So how many ways we can able to represent it? So if you observe this video, this particular sheet, so all these are relating to the cuboid, but this one will be considered as multi-view projection. First one is considered as multi-view projection. Different people can have same understanding. So in order to convey the same information to all the people, so we have to follow certain notations. All those things will come under this particular projections. Okay, let us consider a cuboid. How we can able to represent that particular cuboid? So in different fashions are they. So first one is multi-view projection. This is nothing but multi-view projection. In order to give the complete information of an object, we are going to give this information in multiple views. By observing in different directions, we are going to show it. That is considered as a multi-view projection. So next one is hi Surya Prakash. And another one is oblique projection. I hope you are already come across this particular type of thing in your other subjects like fluid mechanics. You are already aware of this particular subject, fluid mechanics. In fluid mechanics, what you did in order to get the continuity equation, or in your elementary stage, you are mostly come across with this type of drawings. So this is nothing but oblique projection. What are the specific characters of them? I will give it later, don't worry. And another one is representing an object like this. This is considered as an isometric projection. This is the same other fashion, that is going to be perspective projection. Sir, what are these projections? So the same object we are representing in different manner. So what is the difference between one over the other? What is the difference between one over the other? All those things we'll try to learn in today's lecture. Now, sir, before entering into this projection, you have to know some basic terminology. Just you observe here, my dear friend. This is one of the most important drawing to you. So you have to observe this. What is this, sir? Now here, if you observe, I am going to show a pictorial view. Let us consider I want to convey some information. I want to convey some information to the audience. Means there is an object. I want to explain some object nature to the people. Then what I have to do, sir? Let us consider the object is placed here. This is an object. I want to convey this information to the people. The object is very, very small. Let us consider. Then what I will do? Sir, even though if it is an object, I can't able to show it to the other people. Then what I have to do? I have to take the snap picture, just like your cinema theaters. So we'll place that picture in front of the rays. So what is the element which will send the rays? This is called light source or observer. These are the terminology. Be careful. You have to remember this, my dear friends. So what are the terminology we are going to use? So the element which can able to emerge the light is considered as a source of light, and once if you are viewing it, then it is a observer. Then it is considered as a observer. Remember. So what is the difference between a source of light and observer? Once if you use source of light, what it is called? Once if you going to term it as an observer, what it is termed as? I will explain later. Once the rays will follows on this particular object, then the rays are going to travel. So all these rays are called projectors. Remember, my dear friends, all these rays are called projectors. Now once if the projectors are traveling, we have to place some obstacle to that. We have to place some obstacle to this. Without obstacle, we can't able to view what is the shadow. Therefore, we have to place one obstacle, and that obstacle is called principal plane. These terminologies are most important, my dear friends. Try to follow it. If you have any query, you try to ask at that particular place. I will give the answer to you. So these are called principal plane. The plane on which the shadow is going to fall is called principal plane. Sir, what about this shadow? This shadow is called, what is this shadow is called, sir? Shadow is called projection. Remember, the word here you carefully observe, this is a projection. The shadow is the projection. In order to get the shadow, the rays which are emitting and falling on the object, those are called projectors. Therefore, projectors are nothing but rays, and the shadow which is obtaining on the obstacle, that is principal plane, is called projection or view. Projection or view. My dear friends, up to this, is it clear, my dear friends? Just you answer me. Okay, now, sir, once this is the projection, basic terminology, what are the important terms you have to remember? Source of light or observer. So, whenever it is a source of light, the shadow is called projection. Whenever you are going to consider an object, sorry, observer, then whatever he is observing or whatever he is viewing, it is called view. It is called view. Thank you, Vamshi. So all of you, my dear friends, wherever you will get the doubt, try to type it on the chat box. This is the one of the good opportunity to you. You can able to observe, get so many videos from this. But once if you are attending the live class, then wherever you have the doubt, whatever the terminology you have the confusion, you can able to clarify here. That is the biggest advantage you are going to get with the live class. Okay, my dear friends. Now, this is the projection and view. The rays are called projectors. The shadow is called projection. Once if you observe in the cinema theater, just take an example, same example of this. So once if you are sitting on this, if you are in the cinema theater, you can able to clearly observe. You can able to clearly observe the shadow which is present on it, but remaining. But remaining means the rays are moving. Even you can able to observe once the fans are throwing some paper elements on the in the cinema, you can able to observe those shadows on the screen also. On that time, if you observe carefully, you can able to observe the rays. So here the rays are present, but they are not much visible. They are not much visible. Therefore, here also projectors should be with 2H pencil. Projection with be with HB pencil. Whatever it is visible, that is called HB. Whatever the supportings are there, we are going to consider with as 2H pencil. Up to this it is clear. Thank you, Ketan. But all of you, my dear friends, you try to remember, wherever you will get the doubt, you try to throw it to us. Then only you can able to get more knowledge on the subject. You can able to get more knowledge on the subject, my dear friends. Is it clear? Good. Now, next one. Sir, here if you observe, we are getting this particular object here. Sir, if you change the position of the shadow, if you change the position of the screen, let us consider here, my dear friends. So here, if you are going to place the principal plane, I am writing it as a PP. Here, I got a view is this much size, or projection is this much size. But once if you shift this one nearer to the observer, the size is less. Size is less than this. Then, sir, if you move away, the size will be increases. Size will be increases. So here, whatever the size is there, yeah. Okay, Ketan. So remember, my dear, whenever we are sitting in the film, cinema theater, the rays are coming, but you can't able to observe those rays. That is why they should be with 2H pencil. They are with 2H pencil. But whatever the shadow is falling, that is projection on the silver screen. You are observing that. That is why whatever it is visible, that will be with HB pencil. Therefore, so this particular projection and view should be drawn with HB pencil. But without rays, we can't able to get it. But they are not dominating. Therefore, projectors with 2H pencil, my dear friend. Projectors are with 2H pencil. It's clear? Good. Still you have the doubt, just you type it on the screen. I can able to repeat once again in detail. Good. Now, sir, in order to avoid, sir, here if you observe, the object is very small. Object is very small. But Here, depending upon the position of the principal plane, the size of the object is changing. If it is principal plane is moving away, we are going to get, yeah, Vamshi, what about H pencil? I will come again later, my dear friends. In multi-view projection, I can able to explain that. H pencil will be used for reference lines, not supporting lines. So, for your question, I will give the answer, my dear friend. So, H pencil is used as a reference means for drawing the XY line. For drawing XY line, I am going to use H pencil. 2H pencil is for projector and HP pencil is for projection. Remember, this is important. H pencil is a reference, that's why it is going to be considered for reference line, that is H pencil. XY line is drawn with H pencil. 2H pencil projectors, HP pencil projection. Is it clear? Now again I will come back to my original place. Sir, here the size of the object will be changes with respect to the position of the screen. But whatever the size of the object is there, if I want to get the same size object, how it is possible? Anyone can able to give? I hope the answer was also given here. So if the rays are diverging, then we are going to get the size will be varies according to the position of the principal plane. If the condition is, if the rays are parallel to each other, even though if you change the position of the principal plane, to anywhere, the size of the view will be the same of the object. Is it clear, my dear friends? Up to this it is okay. Good. Now, sir, here I have one doubt. That is, try to give this answer. Sir, when we can able to get diverging line projection? For getting the parallel line projection, what is the condition? When we can able to get, what is the condition for diverging projectors and parallel projectors? Parallel projectors. All of you, my dear friends, try to share this video and like this particular video and subscribe the channel also. Is it clear, my dear friends? So my question is, when we can able to get parallel rays and when we can able to get diverging rays? When we can able to get parallel rays, when we can able to get diverging rays? I need the answer for this. Anyone can able to give the answer for this, my dear friends? When we can able to get the parallel rays, when we can able to get the diverging rays? So I will give the answer. That is going to be, whenever the observer or source of light is at finite position, if observer is at finite position, is at finite position, we can able to get the diverging line projection. When the observer is at infinite position, excellent. When the source is very far away from the okay, that is correct. So parallel and 90, once they are parallel, automatically depending upon the screen we can able to get 90 Dev. That is correct. Akash, your answer is also correct. So when the observer is at infinite position, observer is at or source of light is at infinity, then we can able to get it, my dear friends. Sir, these are okay, but what is the total classification of projections? All of you carefully observe. From now onwards, this is very important element, my dear friends. What are the classification of projectors? So in order to know that, I am going to show them as a pictorial way. For that, I am going to use some terminology. So that is, observer I am going to represent with the help of a eye symbol. Human eye, I am going to show it as a observer. You may assume it as a source of light also. Another one is projectors. I am going to show it as a lines. It has the rays, that's why I show it as a lines. So the projectors are going to represent like this. Principal plane, I am going to draw it as a vertical plane, straight line. There is no arrow, means principal plane. And object I am going to represent with the help of some cube object. Cube object I am considering here. Now, what is the classification of projectors? My dear friends, up to this, is it clear or not? Try to give the answer, then we can able to proceed to the next topic. Up to this, it is clear, my dear friends? Good. Now, what is the classification of projections? What is the classification of projection? Now, so projections are classified, means the shadow, whatever we are going to obtain. They have different types. Just if you observe in my previous classes, previous slides, so we are represented one object in different fashion like this. So when we are going to get which element, that we are going to learn in now. So the projections are divided, broadly divided into different categories based on which, sir? There are three terms are there. Try to remember, my dear friends. First one is observers or source position. Second one is principal plane related element. And third one is object orientation. Object orientation. We can able to divide it into different categories. What all are they? First you observe, my dear friends. With respect to the source position. With respect to the source position means observer where he is. Where he is, based on it, we are divided it into two broad classifications. That is, if the observer is at finite position, if the observer is at finite position means it is not equal to infinity, and then it is called diverging line projection. I hope just now we come across this. This is called diverging line projection. Good. So, is there any other projection, sir? Yes. What is the name of that particular projection? Diverging line projection, the best example is a perspective projection. Remember, projections is correct because I am going to concentrate on the shadow, whatever we are going to get. Whatever the shadow we are going to get, that one we are going to consider. That is why it is going to be considered as projection. Means the shadow based only we can able to get it. But the shadow is obtained due to what parameter? Based on that we said it is a parallel line projection. But in parallel line projection, the projectors are parallel. The projectors are parallel. So whatever the shadow is obtained is called projection. That projection, that shadow is obtained due to parallel lines. That's why it is called parallel line projection. Is it clear, my dear Dev? Okay. Now again I will come back to this particular element. And diverging line projection means the shadow, whatever it is obtained due to diverging projectors, is called diverging line projection. Now remember, my dear friends, once if I am using the word projection means it is a shadow. Whatever we are getting on the silver screen or whatever we are going to obtain, whatever we are visualizing, that is called projection. Okay. So the example of diverging line projection is perspective projection. The example of diverging line projection is perspective projection. Good, sir. Then if it is infinity, remember, my dear friends, once if it is at infinity, then what it is called? Then what it is called? Whenever it is at infinity, then it is going to termed as parallel line projection, because the projectors are parallel to each other. That's why it is called parallel line projection. Is it clear, my dear friends? So here, what are the other types, sir? Now up to now, what we did, depending upon the source position, the projections are divided into two categories. One is diverging line projection, another one is parallel line projection. Now, depending upon the projectors and the rays, let us consider these are the projectors, they are parallel. This is the principal plane. So it may be like this in some case, or it may be like this in some other case. Means the projectors are parallel only, sir. Projectors are parallel only. But the principal plane, how it is? It may be like this. I am showing only one. Okay, or otherwise I am going to show some projectors. These are the three projectors. So some case it is like this, perpendicular. In some other case it is inclined. Some other case it is inclined. So what they are called? Before that, what is an example? I will give the example, my dear friends. This is nothing but, yeah, in detail I can able to, I was planned on some other day, I will show it, I will explain on that day, my dear friend, because majority of the universities perspective projection was not there. I can able to give the detailed explanation on some other day. Up to now you try to remember what it is. Perspective projection is nothing but however whatever it will appear to the human eye, that is called perspective projection. The best example for this is human objects observed by the human, objects observed or viewed by the human being. And another one is cinema theaters are also the example for this. So this is a diverging line projection. In detail I will get. But what about this, sir? This is nothing but shadow obtained due to sun rays. Shadow obtained due to sun rays. Sun is at very far from the earth, sir. That is why even though they are diverging at the sun center, sun place, but once if they are travel for so many kilometers, then the rays are almost considered as parallel. The rays are almost considered as parallel. That's why the shadow obtained due to sun rays will be considered as parallel line projections. Good. Sir, what is the difference between parallel line projection? In parallel line projection, what are the different types are there? Depending upon the principal plane and projectors, depending upon the angle between projectors and principal plane, angle between projectors and principal plane, we are divided this one into two broad classifications. Two broad classifications. What they are, sir? Whenever it is angle is 90 degrees, whenever the angle is equal to 90 degrees, then it is called orthographic projection. I hope you are already aware of this, my dear friend. Orthographic projection means the rays are perpendicular to principal plane. The rays are perpendicular to principal plane, then it is called orthographic projection. Is it clear? Good. Now, what about the other, sir? If the rays are sudden angle other than 90 degrees, then what it is called? Oblique projection. Oblique projection. Remember, I will give the example for this also. Sir, this is the earth. On the earth only we are going to get the shadow. On the earth only we are going to get the shadow. Sun rises from east and it is going to travel like this, sir. Whenever it is at the 12 noon, it is going to be considered as orthographic projection. Best example is 12 noon, we can able to consider as orthographic projection. Means the rays are perpendicular to the earth surface. The rays are perpendicular to the earth surface. That's why it can be considered as orthographic projection. Now what about the oblique projection, sir? Sir, from morning onwards, whenever the sun is rising like this, whenever the sun is rising like this, then all these cases the rays are inclined to the principal plane. The rays are inclined to the principal plane. If the earth surface is this, depending upon the sun position, depending upon the sun position, if the sun is here, my dear friends, this is the angle. Once the sun is moves to here, this is the angle. So once if he is here, this is the angle, but this one is 90, but this is going to be considered as orthographic projection. Is it clear, my dear friends? Up to this it is clear or not? You tell me, I can able to give the explanation further if you want. Clear? Good. So that is up to 12 noon, it is considered as oblique projection. At 12 noon, we can able to consider, it can be considered as orthographic projection. Up to 12 noon, it is a oblique. At 12 noon, it is a orthographic. Good. Sir, in oblique, I will come to first now. Sir, what is the different types of projections are there in oblique? Clear. Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Vamshi. Sorry. Sirivenela and Akash. Excellent. Good. Now, my dear friends, here observe. Sir, let us consider you are the best example. You are standing on the earth. If you observe your depth, let us consider your depth means, okay, sir, breadth and height. Okay, but you are going to consider as a height. It is not depth, it is a height. So here, if you are a person, you are standing here, the shadow is falling here, sir. Shadow is falling on the ground. Let us consider, if the sun is here, you will get a long shadow. Your height is this, but you can able to get this shadow is more than height. Whenever the sun raises like this, your shadow will be reduces. At orthographic projection, h will be 0. You can able to get, let us consider this is an object. Sun is rising like this. This is the height. In the shadow, height will be up here. But length and breadth will be observed whenever it comes to 90 degrees, height will become 0. Just to observe, my dear friends. You have an idea of that, you can able to get a clear vision. So if you are standing, your head won't, length and breadth won't clearly observe, but height will be more whenever it is at this position. But whenever it is going to be increases, the height will be goes on reducing. Whenever it is 90 degrees, height will be 0. You can able to get only length and breadth of the object. Length and breadth of the object in orthographic means 2 dimensions will appear to you. So here we can able to get the shadow will appear here. So height is going to be different than others. Now in this case, sir, here how many possibilities are? Infinity. How many possibilities of oblique projections are? 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degrees, 20 degrees, 40 degrees, even 60, 65, 70 like that. But among them, popular things are only 2. What they are, sir? Sir, one is cabinet projection. That is the object, depending upon the depth of the object, with relation between, okay, let us consider it is capital H and small h. Depending upon the relation between capital H and small h, height or depth of the object to the depth of the object or height of the object to the shadow depth. Based on that, we can able to divide it into 2 classifications. That is, one is cabinet projection. Sir, in cabinet projection, what it is, sir? In cabinet projection, capital H is equal to small h. Actual depth of the object will be same as depth you are going to draw in the diagram. Sir, what about cavalier projection? Cavalier projection, shadow depth h is equal to capital H by 2. Half of the depth only we will draw. That is considered as cavalier projection. When we are going to use this cabinet projection, when we will use this cavalier projection, sir? Take an example of a godown. It is huge length, sir. It is having huge length. But most important thing is length and height is only important. Depth is not that much important. Depth of the godown is not that much important. Then I am going to use cavalier projection. Means depth you can able to make it as half. Here depth or h I am going to use interchangeably, remember, my dear friends. Now, whereas in cabinet means, whenever you are going to consider fluid mechanics or other subject, if you want to represent a cuboid, we are going to use this here. All are more or less same. Length, breadth, height, more or less they are same nearer units. In that case, we are going to use cabinet projection. In case of cavalier projection, we are going to consider for a long depth objects. If the depth of the object is very huge, but the characters are very less, features are very less, then we are going to use cavalier projection. Up to this it is clear, my dear friends? Up to this it is clear? Good. Now, what about the other element? Up to this it is clear. Now, once it is clear, I can able to move to the other. So, in order to have that idea, I am going to show with some diagram here. Remember, my dear friends, this is considered as a cabinet projection. But what is a cavalier projection, sir? How we can able to represent the cavalier projection? With other color I am going to show. This won't be any change, sir. It won't be very small. It will be the same. But in order to give the differentiation, I am drawing little bit less. So the red color is nothing but cavalier projection. Sir, how to get this? That is your question. How to get this? How to get this relation, sir? Sir, whenever the angle is 45 degrees, cabinet projection we can able to get. Whenever the angle is 63.4 degrees, it is cavalier projection I am going to say. Good, I will accept. Sir, what is the relation between H and H with respect to theta? So how we can able to decide this theta? Based on theta, how we can able to get it? That is your question. In the next class, I will give the answer for that. In the next class, I will give that answer. Is it clear? My dear friends, try to like this particular video and share it to your friends. Okay? Because it is also useful to them also. Sir, what is the other classification? My face won't be visible for some time because some more information is going to draw there. Now, let us consider with respect to the change of orientation. Sir, what is this change of orientation? Remember, my dear friends, all of you try to remember. Now, what is this shape? What is this shape? It is a rectangle. It is a rectangle. What is this shape? This is also a rectangle, sir. This is also a rectangle, but both are same. No, why? If you view from other direction, it is going to be thickness is very less. Here the thickness is more. So with one view, the total information of an object is not possible to know it. Total information of an object is not possible to get it. That's why we have to view that object in different orientations. We have to view this object in different orientations. Therefore, if the observer is changing his position, to get the complete information of an object, then it is called what it is. Ketan, I will explain at the end. Don't worry, my dear friend. After I am in this flow, after completing this, I will come back. Okay. Now, let us consider if this is an object. In order to know the complete information, here this is the length, height, breadth. In order to know this, first I have to observe from here. I can able to get length and height. I have to move to here. I can able to get length and breadth. And I have to move to here. Length, breadth, and height. We can able to get it. So, in order to get the complete information of an object, if the observer is changing his position, then what it is called, sir? That is called multi-view projection. Name itself it is saying, my dear friends, multi-view projection. Multi-view. So, observer is viewing in different directions. From different directions, in order to get the complete information. That's why it is called multi-view projection. Is it clear, my dear friends? Good. Most of you are thinking that multi-view projection is your orthographic projection. But it is considered as a multi-view projection. Now, what about the other one, sir? So the multi-view projection is again divided it into two categories. Again divided it into two categories. Why, sir? Why? Depending upon the relative position of principal plane and object. Principal plane and object, we can able to divide it into further. What it is, sir? What are those two types? With pictorially I am going to show, my dear friends. Just you observe. Now, sir, here if you observe, my dear friends, here if you observe, here object is in between observer and the principal plane. Observer and the principal plane. Then it is called first angle projection. No, sir. If the principal plane is in between, object and observer, then it is called third angle projection. So here principal plane is in between object and observer, then it is called third angle projection. Is it clear, my dear friends? Is it clear? So if this is the principal plane, he is the observer, if the object is in between them, let us consider my head is the object, then it is called first angle projection. This is a third angle projection. Object, principal plane, observer, then it is a third angle projection. Remember, my dear friends, one more point I will give here. In order to get the shadow, here, it is opaque. It is opaque. But whereas in this case, it is a transparent. Is it clear? Then only I can able to visualize. So let us consider a glass object is there here. You kept one object on the other side. If you are going to view it on the glass, whatever it is going to draw, let us consider. I am going to give the best example, my friends. Let us consider one object is behind the glass. You are viewing it and you are going to draw on the glass. Then it is considered as a third angle projection. Otherwise, there is a wall. You are sending the rays. An object is placed in that rays. The shadow which is going to fall on the wall is considered as a first angle projection. Okay. Is it clear, my dear friends? That one you have to know it. Okay. Now, there is a first angle projection and third angle projection. Those two will comes under multi-view projection. Whatever you are drawn, front view, top view, side view, they are a part of orthographic projection. But strictly speaking, what is its actual name? It is a multi-view projection. Multi-view projection. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Now, sir, I will show one more thing. Sir, in order to get complete information of the object, why a observer has to change his position? Why the observer has to change his position? Sir, if you are going to rotate like this, remember, my dear friends, if you are going to change the position of the object, you are changing the orientation of the object. Based on that, we are going to get the complete information. Height I am getting, breadth I am getting, length also I am going to observe. Therefore, in order to get the complete information of an object, object is changing its orientation. If you are going to change the orientation of the object, thank you, Gaurav and Akash. So, if you are going to change the orientation of the object, then depending upon the relation between these three axes, this is height, length, breadth. Depending upon the relation between alpha, beta, gamma, the angle between LB, LH and BH. These are the three axes of the solid. The relation between the angle between the axes, we can able to classify them into different categories. What all are they? Anybody have the idea? Because you are already aware of this, my dear friends. That is going to be considered as axonometric projection. Is it clear, my dear friends? Is it clear? Good. So what are the different types are there in axonometric projection, sir? What are the different types are there in axonometric projection. So this will be considered as axonometric. If the observer is changing his position, multi-view projection. If the object is, you are going to change the position of the object, then it is called axonometric projection. Then it is called axonometric projection. My dear friends, in GATE, drawing subject was not there, so we can't able to expect the question from this. But in engineering services, this was there, and other examinations like recent days I was observed so many state level examinations. There they were included this particular subject, so there also it will be most useful to you, and you can't able to get more number of videos from this particular concept. That's why listening, viewing these videos will be most useful for majority of the people. As an engineer, you should know, because majority of my students, they inform, sir, we learnt only few. Once we entered into the industry, we got so many questions there, sir, but we can't able to be in a position to answer them because they don't know these terminology. That's why you have to follow this. This will be most useful, my dear friends. Good. Now, depending upon the relation between alpha, beta, gamma, we can able to classify axonometric projection into different categories. But why it is called axonometric, sir? Metric means measurement. Metric means measurement. Which you are measuring? Axes. We are measuring the axes. So, one axis means length. Two lines are there means angle. We can able to take the much. We will give the more importance to that. Therefore, axonometric means the measurement of the angles between the axes. Angles between the axes, we are divided it into so many categories. That is, axonometric projection means angle between the axes. Alpha, beta, gamma. Thank you. Alpha, beta, gamma. Based on that, we can able to divide. What all are they, sir? Let us consider if they are not equal, alpha is not equal to beta is not equal to gamma, then it is considered as trimetric projection. Example, alpha may be 120, beta may be 100, then automatically gamma should be 140 because alpha plus beta plus gamma should be equal to 360 degrees. That is why. This is an example of trimetric. Like this, so many examples we can able to get. Infinite number we can able to get it. And what about the other, sir? Diametric. Two angles are same, third one is different. Let us consider these two angles are 130 degrees, then automatically it will become 100 degrees. Then it is considered as a diametric projection. Di means two. Tri means three measurements are there. Alpha, beta, gamma, three values are there. Diametric means two. Diametric means two. Means we have only two angles. 130 and 100. Two angles are there. That's why it is called diametric projection. And third one, which you are already familiar and you are come across in your engineering, is isometric projection. Isometric projection. Iso means single. Metric means measurement. Single measurement is there, then it is called isometric. Here no other combinations are. Only one possibility is there, that is 120 degrees. Is it clear to all of you? This is about isometric projection, my dear friends. So this is the broad classification of all the projections. This is the broad classification of all types of projections. Now, Ketan asked one question, oblique projection once again. Okay, I will give, my dear friend. Sir, if let us consider, instead of considering a vertical as the principal plane, I am going to consider horizontal, means earth is the principal plane. Human being is the object. Whenever the sun is rising, sun is going to be the source of light. Rising, the height of the person. If you observe the height of the person, let us consider he is the person. Whenever the sun is rising, my dear friends, now this height will appear as very huge in the morning time. But once if it goes on increasing, time is increasing, from 6 to 10, 11, 12 like that, the shadow length will be goes on reducing. But your height is not changing, my dear friends. Shadow is changing. But once if it is comes to 90 degrees, your depth height won't be appears, only your head will appear as a shadow. So whenever it is 90 degrees, h will be 0. But whenever it is other than 90 degrees, h will have some relation with the actual height. Shadow height will have some relation with object height. So whenever here the depth will be more, whenever at 45 degrees, how much depth you have, the same shadow depth will be appears. Whatever the height you have, the same shadow length will be appears in the earth. Once it is goes on increasing, the shadow will be makes as off, then it is called cavalier projection. Whenever it is 90 degrees, orthographic, you are already aware of it. Good. Still, if you have any doubts, try to give the post it here. I can able to give the answers to you. My dear friends, I am going to show some questions to you, but I am not going to give the answers for this. So let us consider this is my first question. We will discuss all these things in the chart. So after this, in the comment box of the YouTube channel, you try to give the answers. I will explain whether they are correct or not. I will say, because otherwise you can able to have the interaction amongst you. You can able to build your channel. Good. Now, in which of the following projection the true depth of the object can be obtained? So depth is there. In which one you can able to get the true depth? True depth of the object can be obtained in which projection? Okay, 1 second, my dear friends. Here I am going to strike off this. Okay, no problem. We'll try to check it out. This one is going to be cavalier projection. You try to take this one. Next question is this. The principal plane is inclined to the projectors. The principal plane is inclined to the projectors. This is my second question. Is in which projection was? First angle, isometric, third angle, cavalier. That you try to do it. Okay, I don't want the answer now. We'll discuss it later. Now, observer is at a finite position in which of the following projection? This is my third question. Yeah, after this class, you can able to get this particular thing as a PDF, my dear friends. You will get it. If you observe in the app, even in the app, I will inform them to place it. Okay. In YouTube also, you can able to get it. Good. Majority are you observe, my dear friends? But before completing my statement, you are in a position to give the answer once if you have the strong knowledge on this. That is the beauty of this particular subject. Good. Now, the angle between the three axes of isometric. So, the angle between the three axes of an object in isometric appears as. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. Good. So, my dear friends, I need these answers. We will discuss in the class later. Now, again this. Here if you observe, my dear friends, my classes in YouTube as well as app, because today only in app it was not appeared. From next class onwards you can able to get this same thing in the app also. So that is going to be the on 31st Friday. I am going to discuss the importance of section of solids and development of surfaces. And on Wednesday next week, because on Monday it is not there because of Raksha Bandhan, and on Wednesday my class is conceptual information regarding isometric projection. I will give in-depth information of isometric, whatever we are discussed briefly now. Now another one of your friend asked. Thank you. And on 7th of August, I am going to give the information and terminology used in perspective projection. It is most important. You try to attend that. And in the app at 11:30 a.m. So these are getting in app and YouTube at 10 a.m. my dear friends. And I am going to deliver my lectures on industrial engineering. Especially it is going to be operation research in this particular case. So the schedule is given here, just you go ahead. So basic concepts of weighting lines I am going to explain tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I will go ahead with discussion on previous questions from gate model, because queuing model. So here I will give the briefing of it, and the next day I can able to discuss the some of the questions from queuing model. Next, these are related to the project network. I will discuss these project network. If you attend these particular classes, you can able to answer maximum number of questions from it. And already AIMS ESE batch is already started. AIM ESE batch is started. That will be most useful to you. Along with me, Ashutosh sir, Dheeraj sir and Rakesh sir will mentor you. And apart from us, few more experts are going to guide you in order to clear the ESE examination. Try to attend this. All of you try to share this video, like this and subscribe the channel. From 23rd onwards, the preview classes are started. Even you can able to observe this one in the app. You can able to get more information, more knowledge. You can able to decide later whether these are useful for us or not. So on 5th August onwards, we are going to give a detailed study plan, and we are going to deliver the lecture content according to that. So it is a planned one. You can able to get everything from the beginning. And definitely my blessings are always with you, my dear friends, all of you. And we are going to give all the dates, time and schedules to you that will be most useful to you. That is the beauty of grade up other than remaining platforms. And all of you, my dear friends, by 2021, all you have to be in this particular banner. Don't miss. I should not miss even a single person name in this. Okay, my dear friends. Still, if you have any doubts, you try to ask me. I can able to give the answers to those. Abdul Kalam, hi. I observe you and you in previous classes also. Nice. Still, if you have any doubts, you try to give the answer, my dear friends. Thank you. Thank you. And meet you soon at 11:30 today. I am going to give the importance of numerical problems, how to face the numerical problems in gate examination. I will give this will be useful for all the branches. You try to attend, my dear friends. But mechanical, sure shot you try to attend, because I am taking the questions from mechanical and civil point of view only. Okay, my dear friends, that will be useful for civil and mechanical, because I am going to take the questions from project management, which is there for both. And another one is fluid mechanics, there for both mechanical and civil. Mechanics, both are there for mechanical and civil. Both will be useful to you. Even other people also can able to attend in order to the people who all are having to face the numerical problems. Okay, thank you. No problem, Abdul Kalam. Just you can able to go through the video. You can able to get the more, and try to share this particular video, like this particular video. Thank you, my dear friends. Meet you soon in the next class.